Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. I wanted to pop in here with a 1 month update for little baby Bridget. I cannot believe that a month went by. It flew by. I think part of that's having a newborn and part of that's also having toddlers. So it's been a pretty good month. I had my parents here the first week. My husband was off the next 2 weeks and my sister was just here. She just left. So yesterday was actually my very first official day by myself with 3 kids, and it was tough. But we made it through. We're adjusting, we're adapting, and yeah, so we're gonna make it. So I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an update of how everything's going and what's going on with little Bridget. So like I said, she is a month old. We went to her appointment. She weighs 8 pounds 2 ounces. And she was 7 pounds at birth, dropped down to like 6.5. Now she's up to 8 pounds and 2 ounces. So we're not really worried about her feeding. She is now on formula and is obviously getting the calories that she needs. So she is not really on a feeding schedule per se. So with my twins, they ate every 3 hours and it was kind of on the dot. They would eat every 3 hours. They had no trouble with that. They would go well between their feedings and take a nap. And I don't know if that's because they were preemies, but she tends to eat more clustery, which from my understanding is more like a breastfed baby would eat. She kind of eats, 3 ounces here, and then an hour later want another ounce, and then 2 hours later want another 2 ounces. So we kind of haven't gotten on a great schedule for her eating quite yet. And I've tried to up her ounces, so she is now taking 3 to 4 ounces, and that's been working, except sometimes she'll take less and want more later. So she's a little bit of a snacker. And as far as time wise with my twins and kind of managing that, I'm really hoping that as she gets a little older, that will stretch out and she'll take fuller feedings and stretch the time between the feedings, because it is a little bit difficult with my twins to be constantly have my hands full feeding her. She just ate and she's already thinks she's hungry. She also, I think, thinks she needs a bottle to go to sleep. And so we're struggling with that. And I'm trying to figure out how to work on her association with the bottle and sleeping. So that will be an adjustment as well. So on to sleeping. She sleeps pretty well the first stretch of the night. So the first stretch of the night, she'll kind of take her last feed. We'll swaddle her up. She'll fall asleep and she'll sleep pretty much until maybe 1 o'clock, 12:31, I guess. So about 4 hours of a stretch ish. It depends upon the night. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's never really later, but generally she's been doing that. And then at maybe like 4, she'll get up and have another bottle. Last night was a little bit different. She didn't nap very well during the day, so she slept a lot from like 4:45 on. And we woke her up at 9 to take a bath, fed her. She woke up again at 1. And then she woke up again at 4 and then didn't wake up till 7. So it's kind of all over the place with her night feed. She'll go 3 or 4 hours in between them, which is pretty good. And she goes back to sleep. She sleeps the first half of her night in her bassinet, and then she really struggles. So we're still working on sleeping in the bassinet consistently, being able to lay her down in the bassinet and have her go to sleep. So we're also working on naps. Again, I feel like I'm kind of all over the place. This is very realistic, I think, with a subsequent child. My twins were on a good schedule, an eat, wake, sleep schedule, and she's kind of all over the place. So she'll be awake and she could potentially be awake for hours no matter what I do to try to get her to sleep. And then, she'll fall asleep for a really long time. So we're kind of still working on her eat, wake, sleep schedule. So that is my goal kind of for the next month, is to get her on a better schedule so that I have more time with the twins versus constantly holding her and trying to get her to take a nap. So some days are better than others. Some days she does really well with taking naps throughout the day, and then other days she really struggles and has to be held to sleep. I don't think it's a terrible thing. She's still little. If I baby wear her in a carrier, she does great, but the past couple days have been the high 90s, mid 90s, I would say, and it's just been too hot to wear her. So she's really struggled with her sleeping. And again, we need to work on the fact that I really think that she feels like she needs to eat to go to sleep. But she's still very little, so we're working on all that stuff. She's kind of in between sizes, so I've moved her up to 0 to 3 for her onesies and her sleepers because she has a long torso and long legs. This morning I put a 0 to 3 pair of shorts on and she was swimming in it, so she's still wearing her newborn shorts. So she's kind of in between sizes. She's still, you know, a little bit of a little peanut. So she's doing well in that area. We're trying different passies. My kids still use passies when they're sleeping. I don't mind the passy for soothing. This one acts more like a bottle, so I thought I'd try it since she really likes to have the bottle in her mouth. But overall, she's really starting to have more awake time. She's starting to look around. She's starting to turn her head to noises, and which is a little bit new. We're still working on what do we do when she's awake versus her being unsettled and wanting a bottle. So that is something we're kind of looking forward to, you know, when she's a little older, that she can look at the activity mat and look at things hanging over her head and be a little more engaged in looking at your face and liking music and stuff like that. Where right now I think she just kind of is, she wants to eat and she wants to sleep and she needs some help with it. So that's okay. She's super snuggly. We're just really trying to enjoy the newborn phase with her. So today we did just get back from an appointment with pediatric dermatology for her. She has a couple hemangiomas, which are, they told us today, are the most common. They call them a tumor, but it's totally benign. The most common tumor in infants. And it's basically an overgrowth of capillaries where they're kind of extra, where the capillaries are just gather extra and they make a little red. They call them strawberry hemangiomas. And she has a little one right here on her eye. She has a bigger one on her back that has a deep component, so it kind of is bumped up. And then she has some on her neck. And so we'll be following those. We'll be starting a medication here soon to help stop the growth and shrink them a little bit. So we'll have to have regular follow-ups for that because it's actually a blood pressure medication. So it's a beta blocker. So they have to follow up for her heart rate and her blood pressure, but she's on such a tiny dose right now because of her weight that we're not really concerned. So that's really, I feel like it's always something. You know, my daughter has a vascular abnormality on her leg that she was followed for, which is totally fine now. My son had hypospadias, which he had to have surgery for, which is totally fine now. And now she has these hemangiomas that we're following. But I am super grateful that all the issues that my kids have had are basically superficial, I guess. I don't know the right word. Stuff that we have to follow, but nothing serious, nothing life-threatening. I know many parents deal with way, way, way worse issues with their children. So I'm very grateful that as far as this is concerned, it's more of a skin issue. It's more of a cosmetic thing, but it's something that needs to be addressed and needs to be followed. She also is going to have an ultrasound of her liver because you can get these hemangiomas on your liver and they just want to check to make sure that that's not going to be an issue. So that is kind of what we're dealing with medically. Again, I know many parents deal with way worse. It's just, you know, it's hard when your little one has to be on a medication. So we'll follow up with that. But other than that, she's eating really well. We're trying to get ourselves on a schedule and we're trying to just kind of survive and have more time with my twins. My main reason for wanting her on some sort of schedule is I love her being an infant. I love this stage. I love carrying her around and snuggling her and just kind of enjoying her and breathing her in. And it was so great the first couple weeks when I had help with the twins. Now that I'm down to not having help with them anymore, I really feel like it's important that I have some time that I can devote just to them. And if she was on a more regular eating and napping schedule, I would have that time to devote to them. I know eating is hard because we don't eat on a normal schedule. I mean, we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but if we're hungry in between, we eat. So I'm not as concerned about that. It's more getting her to nap. You know, some days she does really well with her naps and other days, like yesterday, she didn't nap, but maybe 20 minutes twice in the morning and then fell asleep finally at 4:45, woke up for like 15 minutes to eat and went back to sleep until we woke her up at 9 and then was back to sleep for the night. So she really caught up on all her sleep at night. And I know that it's really important for her to have regular naps throughout the day. So we're gonna try to get on some sort of schedule here. But this is real life. This is how it goes, and it's, you know, a little bit hard. So I'm just figuring out what kind of schedule as a family we need to be on and managing life with 3 kids under 3. Right? Right? And I think she's gonna want to eat again, so I'll have to go make her another bottle and see what we can do, right, Sissy? So I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll have Bridget say hi. She's not too happy because she's hungry. Say hi. Say hi, Bridget. Say hi. Say hi, Bridget. So I hope everyone's having a great day, and I will see you in the next video.